but you can see me, and now you can hear me. Here we go. All right, this is the GSL Code A. I'm Wolf, with me is Calder.
And we are jumping into our third game now. We have a Terran versus Terran. We had 2 matches already, both of them with the 2-0s. So let's have a quick look at game number 3. We have Dream versus Maru.
Yeah, Dream versus Maru is coming up next. It's a Terran versus Terran. And we're going to take a look not only at our players, but the maps as well. Starting things off on Whirlwind, following up on Icarus, the map with the bases, 2 mineral patches in the back, and finally, if needed, we'll have Aquilon Flats.
Yeah, I personally am quite happy to have Maru now back in Code A, but he's up against Dream, and to be honest, this is one of those games where I'm sad that we are in the first round of Code A, because, well, Dream, he did really well at the last IEM, and he is just getting better and better. This guy is so incredibly good. Maru, on the other hand, young, talented player too, and I feel that he belongs in the GSL, but one of those two will have to drop out, will be down in Code B.
Yep. Map is loading, by the way. The game is counting down right now. Map number 1 is Whirlwind. We're going to jump into it right now. I am Wolf. With me is Calder. This is the GSL Code A. Let's do it.
To the bottom right of Whirlwind in our first map in the best of 3, we now have the player for Team MVP. It is
MVP Dream.
Dream doing extremely well overseas recently. Now playing in Code A, and he's up against an old-time favorite, one of the younger players in Code S. He is
Maru Prawn.
Well, was in Code S, now currently in Code A, of course.
Maru could have been what life now is.
Yeah, it's very true.
He was the player who was one of the youngest players who came into the GSL and participated, and everyone had really high hopes when he made it into Code S. He could have been the Royal Roader, but it was Live then who was the youngest player to ever win a GSL title. And now we have Maru up against Dream. We just took 2nd place at IM Katowice. We had earlier the 1st place finisher with, well, 1st. Yeah. So, first out of Code A. No, he's back in Code B because he lost his match. Dream, on the other hand, doing very well in the same overseas tournament, is now in a position where he can take it, and he sends out those 2 SCVs, one for the scouting, one for his early command center here.
Yeah, he goes CC first, whereas Maru has gone gas first, so when these 2 goals collide, especially in these positions, Maru will have an advantage.
He definitely will. If he gets the scouting information early, then he is in a very, very good spot here. Of course, he needs to do damage because his economy will be so much worse than his opponents, but the tech for Dream will be heavily delayed. So if Maru executes this well, he will have an edge in this game.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, I feel like how these 2 players, if you think about them stylistically, work out. Maru is the player who, especially in Terran versus Terran, makes oftentimes the better decisions. But Dream has really good control, and his multitasking is excellent. It's insane. So Maru has the builder advantage as well in this game, but Dream, if he micros well when he sees this coming, which he's already seen everything, he got the scouting information there, he might be able to hold. It just depends on what Maru has to throw at him.
You know, if you just look at the statistics for the 2 players, and I always like to have a quick glance at it to get an impression, Maru is known for his Terran versus Terran. He has a really good win ratio here, 67%. If you just look at Dream's win ratio in the mirror matchup, he is in his worst matchup by far here, with only a 38% win ratio. But when you have a closer look at his recent games played, he won against most of his strong Terran opponents. He took down Björn, for example, just recently with a 2-1. He was able to 2-0 Supernova and had a couple of other accomplishments against foreign Terran players. So lately his Terran versus Terran is getting a lot better. Maru's, I would still give him an edge here, but still Dream, with a history of having a bad mirror match, is suddenly getting the hang of this matchup.
Yeah, he is, and Dream has seen everything, by the way. He knows exactly what Maru is doing down to the T. Based on the way the SV retreats, Maru now knows where his opponent will spawn. Let me go and check to make 100% sure right now with this Hellion, but he'll know. So Dream is making a bunker in the front. He's also going to keep units in his main base to defend against the drop when it occurs because he knows it's coming. He's seen everything, and he even got away with his SCV.
He has all the information that he needs for sure. Dream knows what's going on here, and Maru, will he be able to shine with this micro here? He needs to do damage as mentioned earlier, because the big problem for him is if he does not do damage at all, then he will have to try to follow it up with a good economy on his own, and this is then just a catch-up game that it's very difficult to win.
Yes.
Dream has such a lead already in his economy. He's currently looking at 27 harvesters to 22. He has the double orbital command. He can saturate to mineral lines. Far behind in tech, of course, but well, let's see how Maru is going to do here.
We'll find out indeed. There's a really, there's a lot of potential for damage here, but Dream seems to be prepared. He doesn't have a ton in his main base. That bunker alone, though, will deter the units on the ground because even though there's only one Marine inside, that's something that's really difficult to tell for Maru.
And here we go, Wolf, he sees what's coming. He has the supply depot there, he has the information. Here come his Marines and the Hellions, but he doesn't have enough. He needs a little bit more to defend against this. Maru is doing damage and is getting the second wave of units in already. And here come the SCVs.
Yeah, the SCVs come through here. But you know what? Dream just has so many units, and the way he's had his Hellions angled, he gets some good hits. But Maru is not done yet. He has to pull down the SCVs. It's going to be SCVs against 4 Hellions. They're all low on hit points. Oh, this is so close. He loses so many SCVs now. He's not quite able to finish off the Viking landing. Makes a huge difference. Dream needs to land his own Viking, I feel, here.
Maru is doing a great job here. He already killed 11 harvesters and he is really going it. The Viking is so strong, helps him to put those Hellions in their place. And now we have suddenly the harvester count in favor of Maru for a few seconds. Not the orbital command though. But Maru is also not done yet. He is still in his opponent's space. He has Marines and he has the Hellions actively taking down harvesters and additional units. But the Viking landing, maybe he can make it happen. And yeah, there we go. Dream finally able to defend.
I feel like Dream is ahead though because he has a command center, he's got all the tech out, and Maru is kind of, he hit a wall, he did a decent amount of damage, but the trade was pretty even overall in resources lost, and Dream double mules right now. The harvester count is slightly in favor of Dream as well at 31 to 27.
I completely agree with you. Maru did a lot of damage, and the initial 11 harvesters that he took out, that was when things looked like he could even pull through. But the huge economy advantage that Dream had was only negated for a few seconds. And Maru didn't even have his own command center. Now he's sneaking in again, but he already lost so many hit points on those two Hellions that he can take down another harvesters, but that is the extent of it. Nice micro here, pulling the injured SCVs back, taking out the last of Maru's Hellions. Very well played by Dream.
And with that defense, Dream is now massively ahead. He was just a little bit ahead, now he's massively ahead. And that's what I said from the beginning. Dream is in control, and his multitasking is insane. Never want to mess with this guy when it comes to multi-prong harass. He'll still shut you down. And at this point, he's only 11 supply ahead, but he's got a third command center on the way. Maru is in trouble. He needs to find another opening, and he's going to be a little bit reluctant to go for harass again, considering how well his defense was executed.
There is a reason why Dream was able to play so well at IM Katowice. He took down players like Parting. Daisy played very strong at this tournament, but Dream stopped him. Grubby didn't even win a single map against Dream. Neither did, Tarzan. I think one of the only players who was able to win besides the champion was Moonglade. So Dream showcasing once again his great micro and has now his own units in his opponent's main base. There they are, the Hellions at the bottom left. Not on screen just now, bottom left guys, there we go. We have the Hellions moving in, taking down one SV after another. Dream is extending his lead, taking down 10 harvesters.
Dream has only a few units in his main base though against a counter drop from Maru. Needs to send more, but he just, to be quite frank, does not have a lot. Oh, these Hellions, nicely done. Dream tries to attack with a few SCVs. He splits them now decently well. I mean, he's fighting with SCVs against Hellions, but he's doing it better than most people. And oh, splits them for a second. Oh, he dodged the Hellion shot. That was crazy.
That was really well done.
That was actually insane.
18 harvesters killed overall, but this was only additional 6 SCVs that he just lost. So Dream, looking at it, is still so far ahead in his economy. 46 against 31 harvesters. And he's going now into all these upgrades for his bio army, whereas Maru starts to go into Blue Flame and adds additional factories. He wants to play the mech game against his opponent. But this is a very Yeah, very aggressive game by both of them now. Both of them trying to hit with Hellions and doing a decent amount of damage. And Maru, he is not done yet. He wants to go for it again. But this is not going to be easy. Is he actually able to sneak in here? There is a supply depot that's going to scout him, but there are no units nearby.
Not anything to defend. This is not something that you would expect. He can turn around right now, and he doesn't. He pulls his SVs into a choke point, and this time he's going to lose way too much. Maru actually has Blue Flame as well.
Yeah, Blue Flame is done. Here comes the Siege Tank. Being rallied back now, but still these Hellions are now doing a significant amount of damage, and so far Dream was looking really, really strong, but now the Hellions are doing a fair amount. And this means that the Harvester count is equalized. 3 base against 2
Here's another important factor. He's running in by ground. And even though Dream's great at his multitasking, he just literally doesn't have enough units to be everywhere at once. And Maru is trying to put himself back into this game. He still doesn't have a 3rd base yet, but he is trying his hardest to equalize the supply, equalize the Harvester count.
Maru is doing really well here. 40 workers killed by now. Dream had, after the initial defense, a very good position, but these constant aggressions and attacks by Maru just put him into a better economic position. Well, okay, maybe, that's phrasing it a little bit wrong with the 3rd command center being in the picture, but he at least has more Harvesters, and he's not stopping here.
It's not a massive lead anymore for Dream, it's just a slight lead with the 3rd command center.
He's going to catch up, Dream is going to catch up in Harvesters, and then he will be able to saturate 3 base. He has the extra mule, so that's worth it. But we had a drop, I think, just shot down by Dream.
A drop and a Viking coming through from Maru, and he killed both. Dream has a really nice army composition right now. Maru is going into mech, so he's building a better composition overall. But for now, Dream's army allows him to control the middle of the map. If he kills this barracks, for example, it means no more factories for a little while for Dream.
Yeah. And Maru currently, let me have a quick look at how many. He has 5 tanks so far, 5 to 4 tanks for Maru, but now the double tank production and going into additional Vikings. Upgrades are a lot better for Dream with a +2/+2 for the Marines, and Marauders now being started. Another attempt by Maru to do damage, and he was able to kill another 11 Harvesters here. Yeah. He was able to sneak in, so this is once again a position where Maru is able to make sure that Dream is not getting too far ahead with the Harvester count. In fact, Maru is the one being far ahead with the SCVs.
Yeah, he's up 9 Harvesters right now. He still doesn't have a 3rd base at the 3rd base location, so Dream has a better economy overall, but he's catching some of these Hellions as well. Dream is playing a tough game right now. Maru is not making his lead easy to run through.
Resources lost are fairly even for both of these players. We are still in the first game here, but now things change a little bit, because now we have Maru being the, Dream being the one who tries to be aggressive. This Medivac very, very lucky that it doesn't run into the Vikings.
Extremely, he actually delays the 3rd command. This is actually already extremely worth it, because Maru needs that 3rd base off really, really badly.
The engineering bay, the armory is actually being attacked here. I'm not quite sure why we don't have that on screen. Being repaired and able to save it. So for a second, Dream really thought, well, if I can't take down my opponent's armory, maybe I'm able to just shut down his upgrades. But immediately, Maru pulls his SCVs, repairs, is able to save it.
Yeah, really good defense. Now, Dream is in a position where he's not able to kill Maru because Maru has too many siege tanks, but he's got a great forward position. He's added his own 2nd factory, so he's catching up in siege tank count. The siege tank count right now, however, is 10 to 5, so he's got double. Takes off the siege tank. Just little things like that are extremely important for Dream to do right now. He knows his opponent's economy is much worse than his, and he can just keep the pressure on.
He just needs to make sure that the 3rd base for Maru is going to be as late as humanly possible. And a couple of nice pickups here by Maru, taking down 2 of those Medivacs.
He's just got the better composition, you know. It's just all about Dream being able to build up the larger army.
And also the mismicro here by Dream for the first time, with a slight mistake, not realizing that the Medivacs were exposed, not pulling them back. Maru with added factories now, trying to get this 3rd base up, trying to especially save this position. But of course, with Dream positioned really well at the 3rd base, it's not going to be easy to break through here. And Dream is now on 2-2, and he could very well start +3/+3. He has the resources to pull it off. Don't think he realized that the upgrades already kicked in.
Yeah. There's the command center going to land for Maru. He knows he can't land it at the normal 3rd base location because Dream has a bunch of tanks and Marines Marauders there. Dream is continuing to make Marauders only right now, 4 at a time. He knows adding Marines in this competition at this point is not going to really be that useful. He has to have a few Marines, obviously, to add that extra DPS because they're a smaller footprint, but this is a really great job for Maru right now. Maru has killed so many armies this game. Overall, in total right now, 57 workers killed, now up to 60.
And he's killing even more. He doesn't stop. 64 already. And this is this constant aggression that we talked about earlier in this game. Maru never stopped to attack. He never stopped to send dropships across the map and drop Blue Flame Hellions into his opponent's economy. With 64 SCVs killed, this is incredible. But Dream is still having this supply lead because of how he started this game.
He tries to go and attack his base here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to succeed. So Maru finally, at the nearly 20-minute mark, has a third command center untouched, landed, and mining. So if you think about it this way, Dream is getting a little bit low on resources. Main base is running out, and his third base is mined more than Maru. So Maru has a fresh third. He does not. But Dream, most importantly of all, has that fourth base. And even though Maru has done a great amount of harassment, he's finding himself almost hard contained here with how Dream is set up his units. So he's not really going to be able to get away with any drops or Hellion run-bys.
That's also this forward sensor tower. This is really important and annoying, of course, for Maru, because every single time he starts to engage this position and tries to crush it, Dream knows about it beforehand, even before the units are in vision. And he is going into those upgrades, +3/+3, having or maintaining the upgrade lead that he has over his opponent. Most likely also going to drop another expansion very soon. He has the resources to pull it off. Additional production structures would also be really important for him. At this point where he's about to be maxed out, it's just all about adding the production, and there we go, 2 additional barracks, 3 already being built, making sure that if he loses his army, he can remax in a minimum amount of time.
Maru has closed the gap in supply, but I just that bank is going to start to rebuild for Dream. It's much easier to remax in fire than it is to remax in the bank. This is a classic clash of two styles against each other right now. Dream with the less cost-efficient army, but one that's more mobile and much larger overall. He's now trying to reposition his units. This is actually Maru trying to break through now. He's doing a decent amount of rain here.
Dream is moving in. Dream is moving in with all those Marauders, and they're doing a massive amount of damage.
Not useful
they
here.
are completely useless. He can't do anything with them.
Now the Thor just in the back doing damage to the Vikings, but the siege tanks are already going down. Maru with the better cost-efficient army on the ground, but it's just not large enough because of those Vikings. They're totally useless.
But the bank is still there. The problem for Dream is that he is really lacking in gas. And, well, with 1,700 minerals, the minerals is not going to be a problem for a long time for him. But Maru is, yeah, his economy is just not good enough. And again, once again, Hellions in the mineral line. He killed 72 by now.
Yeah, there were a lot of mules lost in that as well that were just recently dropped. Mules obviously not the bigger concern here, like you said, because he had a lot of resources and minerals, but not in gas. Look at the production tab though. With the bank he's built, he was able to remax very quickly. He has just a massive amount of upgrades coming out. He's getting +2 for his siege tanks. Yeah, Maru's getting +3, but they're going to be on even upgrades for quite some time, and Dream adds 3 orbitals right now. He's going to be able to start trading SCVs and getting a much larger army overall, something that Maru just can't quite afford to do just yet.
It's really nice to see this game. It's a very, as you said, it's not only a clash between styles, but these are 2 great players that are currently trying to claim victory in the first game and just set the pace of the best of 3, getting an advantage here. And we have now this massive supply advantage for Dream. Again, he was able to max out very, very fast because of how that started, but right now 3 additional command centers for Dream. He really, really wants to have... He wants to trade SCVs against mules, and he also wants to get additional gas.
Yeah. Marauders coming in here, there's not a lot to buffer against them. Even siege tanks running in tank mode. Looks like Maru may lose his entire army here, and that's going to be pretty much all she wrote. Dream up to 60 supply. He's got the better economy, he has map control, he's going to start killing the SCVs, and potentially even this orbital. He takes down the tanks in tank mode.
The third base is completely exposed, and he did a massive amount of damage here, now already rebuilding his entire army. He has way more command centers than his opponent, can use those mules, can use the scans, he knows about the position that Maru has.
Oh, that one Marine doing so much damage to finish off with SCVs.
It's a lot of damage here, but well.
I mean, Dream has total control of this game now. He's going to clean up the natural even. The sieging up his tanks, the Vikings again, very useless. It looks like Maru wants to go into some Banshees potentially, but couldn't quite get to that point.
The Marine Prince definitely put up a fight and didn't make it easy at all for Dream. It was a difficult match for the Terran player, for Team MVP, but in the end, Dream will prevail here. With a 70 supply lead, a much better economy, and a production that is just incredible, he's now moving across the map and putting the last few nails into the coffin of Maru.
Yep. Hitting that orbital, or rather the planetary, with the siege tank. And, I mean, the Vikings, again, are just not useful at all. They're flying over there. I can't believe you kept making them, in fact, in this situation. GG! Dream up 100 supply, finishes the game.
Well played.
Extremely well played by both players, in fact. Maru doing everything he could to get back in the game. He had a massive deficit, but eventually Dream just was too solid.
Yeah, Dream just showed why he came in first runner-up at IEM Katowice, and Maru, well, he put up a really good fight, killed a lot of SCVs, pressured the economy of Dream without ever stopping, and a lesser player would have crumbled here.
Yeah, for sure. Icarus is map number 2. We'll probably see both players go for fast expand because you have those additional gold patches in the backdoor expansion on this map. But I could see Maru expecting another fast expand from Dream, go for another aggressive build. That's his style. He loves going gas forwards in all matchups.
Yep. That's definitely true. I'm really excited to see this game, and I'm so sad that one of those two players will be in Code B after this. Dream looks like right now, Dream looks like the better player. It's not like he overwhelmed Maru with a surprise attack or anything. He had a strong defense at first, and then he was able to put on his own pressure, defended against Maru's aggression as well as he could, and it was a really entertaining Terran versus Terran, a great first map.
Yep. Very true. Man, have we seen another game like this where the game starts out a little more even? Just imagine how cool it could be. These two players have totally different styles, but it's cool to see them fight because not only just mech versus bio, quote unquote, but just the Dream defense against the Maru aggression. Maru's aggression is so good, but Dream's defense is also so good.
Two styles colliding. And well, the game has started, so let's just jump into game number 2 and let's see who's getting out ahead in the second game. To the